Welcome to the Spiritual and Cosmic Podcast of Lady D, the podcast where the mystical meets every day. I'm your host, Lady D, psychic, medium, astrologer, spiritual guide, and cosmic truth teller. Each week we'll dive into real talk about living in a spiritual life in a human world. The good, the bad, the beautiful, the messy, and in between. From psychic insights, astrology breakdowns, to soulful chats and cosmic truths. This is your sacred space to awaken, expand, and keep it 100% real. So grab your crystals, open your heart, and let's get spiritual and cosmic. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Spiritual and Cosmic with Lady D. Today we're diving into a topic that's everywhere right now, manifesting. You know, vision boards, affirmations, the law of attraction, the idea that if you think it, the universe will deliver it. But here's the thing. I don't actually believe in manifesting. It's a way, in a way, it's often taught. So today I want to explore its manifesting myths. Is it just a mindset tool, or is there really something magical about it? And I'll share why, as someone who works with astrology and energy, I see differently. So, what manifesting claims to be? So, manifesting is often described as creating your reality with your thoughts. Think about money, love, success, and you'll attract it. People use affirmations, vision boards, and journaling to call in what they want. I get why it's so popular, and everyone wants to think that they can create their world or their universe or their life. They can create a perfect life through manifestation. Um, I'm not really on that page. I will say affirmations. I do believe that, I know when you say something positive rather than saying negative to yourself, you do feel the reaction. You do feel like there is something different in that. So I understand that part, but the whole idea is that you think something, you send it out to the universe, you believe it's going to happen, and then it's going to happen. It's not something that I believe in as such. When I was young, um, you know, let's first of all let's look at reality. So many people come to me in readings and they ask, am I going to win lotto? The thing is, if it's not in your path, if it's not meant to be, you're probably not, you're not going to win. That's the thing. If manifesting was a thing, you could think that you're going to win lotto, you put out to the universe, you could do every little thing, and then you would essentially win lotto, which means everybody would then win lotto if they did that technique, and they would have a whole heap of money. My mum used to always say to me, you're so negative with your negative views. That's why I don't win lotto. Well, in actual fact, I am the one who's actually won money before. So back in 2000, I think it was 2008, might have been 2007 actually, I was let go of a job that I had. And on the radio, they they would say they were advertising the pub quiz. It was $10,000 you could win. So every question you got right, you won $1,000. And I just thought to myself, I'm going to try and get on and win that. And I set my alarm, and then this is all before I did astrology. I set my alarm, and then I woke up, and as I woke up, radio came on with my alarm, and they said, call now for the pub quiz. So I quickly called the number, and when they answered the phone, and I said I was there for the pub quiz. They then said, "Oh, too bad, you're too late. Someone's already beaten you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, no worries." So I thought I'll just try again tomorrow, and I hung up. And as I hung up, the phone just rang. Literally, as soon as I hung up, the phone rang, and I answered it, and it was the radio station. And they just said, "You're just on for the pub quiz." And I said, "Yeah, I just rang up." And they said, "The person just dropped out. You're on." And then they actually had asked me, had I just woken up? And I said, "No, of course not. No, I've been up for a while. I had just seriously just woken up." So there was the 10 questions. I got 3 questions wrong. So I actually won $7,000. Now, I didn't put it out to the universe. It was just, I heard it playing a lot on the radio, and it was sort of standing out to me as a psychic. As I just before psychic, but I say this before I was psychic. I was born psychic, but things would just sort of stand out at me. So it would get in the hearing. So I was like, oh, I should I'm going to try that. Something just said to me, you're going to try that. And also within the same, I think it was the same year, it might have been the following year, on the radio, they were kept on advertising about winning a family holiday to, to Port Douglas. And I just thought, well, I'm going to try and win that. So I did that. I did put a whole, my mum was a single mum, but I did put a whole sob story about my mum being a single mum. And I actually won the holiday. So, and actually, it had been to a reader before I'd entered the competition, and she was saying that we were going to go to Queensland for a holiday. Well, I was going to Queensland for a holiday with my sister, but not my mum. And this reader said, no, you're all going on a holiday to Queensland. So she was right. Now, I didn't manifest that though. I entered a competition. I answered the question in 25 words or less. Why do you deserve this holiday? And we got it. So, an actual fact in my chart, so now doing astrology, I've got many planets in my fourth house. So I've got, not fourth, sorry, eighth house. So I have Jupiter, the planet of luck in there, which helps me with competitions, which does help me with money with other people. I have other planets there too, but Jupiter's luck. I also have Mars there too, Mars, Saturn, and Pluto. So when I was in my early 20s and I would go to readers and they would give me this wonderful reading of what's going to happen. And they would say, I want you to, write what you want from the universe, or I want you to light a candle, or I want you to do this. And I would do it all in my early 20s. Usually it was about finding a relationship, and nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. So I really feel like that these people, so, and I struggle with people saying they create their reality. The lady who taught me astrology used to say, let me see the person's chart and I'll show you why they got that. I'll show you why they won that holiday, or I'll show you why they, met that person, or, got that new job. I'll see it in the chart. But also, um, it's just, I feel like if life was so simple, then everyone could create it, everyone could do it. And if that was the case, there would be no balance in the world. If everybody could create their own life being where they are financially stable, that there was like love and happiness in the world for everybody, we wouldn't be here to evolve. Your soul is here to evolve. So we need to go through hard times, and also equally, we need to go through good times. Depends what's in your path, what's in your chart. I do follow the planets, and the planets will give you an idea of what's going to be happening in your life, good or bad. I have tried to, say manifest, but I have tried to make certain things happen with what's coming up, aligning with that. It hasn't really panned out that way. I still got the for an energy, like so, or like I still got something from it. And I have also tried to change bad transits. So when I was first learning astrology and I was going out with someone, I was seeing someone at the time, and there was an ending happening in my chart. And the lady who taught me astrology said, oh, this person's going to leave you. I can see that there's going to be a breakup in the chart. And I just thought, well, I'm gonna change this. This is not going to happen. And it happened. So you cannot change what's meant to be. You cannot change what's in your path. That is what I believe in. We all have a life path. We've got a soul contract which we need to fulfill. So, that's why I struggle with manifesting the idea, because it's otherwise everybody would be winning lottery. Everybody would having these fantastic lives. So, what I believe is going on. So, when people are so-called manifesting, I feel like that they are tuning in to what's going to happen for them in their path. So maybe they are very intuitive, or maybe they've just got downloads. I remember going twice. It's happened to me again before I was psychic, where I got the download that that day was my last day at work, and it was. So not that I was manifesting that, it's just I was getting that message and it just happened to be, and I was like, "Oh, that's strange." So I feel like these people who are saying that they can manifest are really tuning into what's going to happen to them, what's on their path. They are aligning, if you want to say, the planets or with the energies that are coming up. They are somehow tuning into that, and that is what is happening in their path, in their life. There was a I was recently, and was it on Instagram, there was someone that came up. I follow an astrologer, and it was his partner, and she put up, because she's big on manifesting. She's usually you find people with like Pisces, a lot of Pisces in their chart will be big manifestors. Because that's that dreamy aspect. I won't say delusional, but very dreamy aspects they have with their personalities. And she's a Pisces, and she was doing her makeup, and she basically had in writing over the picture of her doing her makeup was something like, it's 11 a.m. and I have my house cleaner cleaning my house, and I have my nanny watching my toddler. So I'm living my best life. I've manifested this life. And people were coming for her because we're in a stage where that was in America, but everywhere people are struggling financially. Like, people are struggling, and to not everyone or most people cannot afford a nanny and cannot afford a house cleaner. And the only reason why she can afford these things is because her partner is a famous astrologer. He does have his own app. Mind you, he always complains of running low on money. So he's constantly begging people for money in terms of either donating to the also high vibe or his app, also asking for them to subscribe, go above the basic subscription so that you can get more content. So, and you can know that he's may even be struggling a little bit because he's very open about his financial situation and he's sold cars. So, the reason why she can afford what she can is because she's got a partner, and I mean, she's very young. Their age gap is big. She looks like a child. That's my sort of Capricorn moon coming out there, judgy. But so did she manifest that life? No, she's a very young. They're in America, uh, very young lady who's attracted an eye of an older man who's, in terms of wanting to keep her, has basically tried to, make things happen for her so that she can be happy and she can have the nanny and then also the house cleaner. Something must have happened with that post. Well, Shashite has taken it down, and I think he must have seen it and sort of told her to take it down because it was really, uh, people were coming for her hard in the comments, and even some were calling her basically immature, a child. Because I completely agree. She then came up and said that she was going to do a separate Instagram page where you had to pay for her to talk about manifesting because people aren't ready to hear what she has to say. They're not ready to open up to manifest, for the world that she's created. And then also, she was taking people's comments and saying that people are obsessed with her. Nobody was obsessed with her. They were just more pointing out that she was being very inconsiderate with her remarks and how good her life is, when clearly see we know why her good life is so good. So enough of that rant. So that's a thing with manifesting. So I think that while I guess it's vision boards are quite a positive thing to put out there, I do think that affirmations work in terms of making you feel better. I do feel like, if you've got a goal, you set yourself a goal and you start working towards it, if it all goes along, that is great. But sometimes we set goals and things just don't pan out, you know? Like I've asked for parking spots when I go park my car at the shops, and I do get that, and that does work. But I've like had a fair today, and I'm asking my guides, please give me at least 10 readings today. I didn't get 10 readings at the fair today. So sometimes things happen, and sometimes, good things happen, and sometimes bad things happen. But I really feel like with the manifesting, I really feel like that people are just tuning in to what's already going to be happening on their path, because we all have those inklings, we all get those feelings that something's going to happen, and it does. So I really feel like these people are just linking in to what's already predetermined or happening in their destiny. So that's what I believe. And I believe that our life, we're ruled by the planets. That's what I believe. Because that's what I have shown to agree that that does happen. When I look at the chart, you can see that happening in the charts. So manifesting, is it a myth, mindset, or magic? So for me, at best, it might be a mindset with affirmations and more about people tuning into what's already coming their way. I believe clarity, focus, and aligning with planetary alignments, not trying to change it. It's not trying to change your destiny, because you all got destiny. And I remember once on a live I was doing, this is a few years back now, where a person was saying, where their question was, why can't I manifest money? I'm doing everything right. I'm trying everything and it's not happening. And I just had to tell the person, like, it's not happening because it's not meant to be. You can do all the things. You can write yourself a blank check. You can plant a money tree. You can do the vision boards. If it's not meant to be, it's just not going to happen. That's the reality that we live in. So what about you? Do you feel you're truly manifested something, or do you think you are picking up what's really meant to be for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Send a message and let's keep this conversation going. Thank you for tuning in to Spiritual and Cosmic with Lady D. Don't forget to follow the podcast, share with your friends, and join me next time as we explore more about the spiritual and cosmic world. Until then, stay cosmic.